they know about the project. So once we're receiving this idea for pigs,
there is a network.
Yeah, there's a network. But we have community radios localized in every in different places, in different towns. So the people that is located here goes to the field and goes to the radio, and the radio here, and they go.
That's in Salta as well. There is
in Salta, in Santiago, but we did that intensively in 2016, and then just was, the war was spreading, and the ideas just came naturally.
So the participants in the project would typically be also people who have been working with the local NGOs before.
The local NGOs or the local government agencies.
Yeah. But not necessarily people with title.
No.
The title is not a requirement in the project.
No, title is not a requirement. Which is a requirement is the peaceful occupation that has to be certified by the local government.
Yeah.
So in Santiago, the most of the people doesn't have titles. In Salta, all the people have. Because in Salta never gave us certification. There's a lot of people in Salta that has not the title, that hasn't been able to participate of the project because the province never wanted to give us this thing that in Santiago happened. And in Chaco it's a little different because it's a mixture of the land is owned by the local province, by the state, and they can, if you ask for land, they can give you a sort of a paper. So it's a right in advance. So you can ask for parcela, no sé cómo se dice. Pedazo de tierra.
A parcel
of land. You can ask for a parcel of land, and the province gives you a cadastral parcel that is
predefined,
like these ones. This is okay. So you're here, and they give you this one. It's right in advance, I said, because they gave you a paper. It's an occupation act, and once you move in there and you make improvements, they can give you a second paper. And if you have to replant this parcel, and if you need more land, they can give you a little bit more of land if you have more need because of your production.
But in Salta it's more difficult.
No, in Salta it's worse because there's a lot of private sector that grab the land of indigenous people, so they have the titles and the people have the right. So
actually
it's a mediation that the province doesn't want to do. But in Santiago, people have right over the land, and the province recognizes. In Chaco, the property is from the province, and the people recognize that the ownership of the land is from the province and not theirs. So they ask a permission to use the land, and eventually they can buy the land at a really low price. But you have to prove that you're using it and you're living in there. So in Chaco, the most of the people have a certification of occupation. In here, that has a certification of rights over the land. And in Salta, you have to have the title to be presented.
So how do you reach people without title if the province demands title?
The people know. They asked us.
Okay.
And if they don't have a title, we ask for the province, and if all the local consultants, if the local consultancy says no, we can do more.
So do they mostly say no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always say no.
Yeah.
They always say no. If you don't have title, you're not allowed to participate of the project.
That's difficult.
But
so
it's not because of us. It's because of the
project.
province.
Yeah,
we have to work with every jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And settle the agreements.
So
we can act.
No matter the rule and the project, you have to go through the province.
Oh, of course, because the province has the jurisdiction about that. I can put a single roof in here if the province doesn't allow me. Because if the province says, well, there's an indigenous community, but it's a private property, and I can give you a certification that these people have tried over this.
It's a big challenge.
Yeah, it's a big challenge. But in Santiago, we found another location.
Okay.
The local authorities. Okay. In Salta, they are not. They were not sure. Despite of they have a lot of fiscal.
Yeah.
They have a lot of fiscal with peasant and indigenous occupation. They don't want plants in there until they don't have a real
title.
No, they don't have a real diagnostic about how people is occupied, because maybe you have a peasant population on an indigenous territory, and if you give if they don't have an agreement, it could be a problem for the province, because the Creole communities feels that they own a piece of land, and the indigenous community, there's an overlapping of rights. If you don't have an active process of managing conflicts in here, the province is not interested.
Wow.
So
how do you ensure that this information about the local challenges, how do you ensure that this information travels back to the project developers? Let's say the World Bank agrees for a loan for a new project after 2020, a new similar forest and community project. So what are the structures for providing information about these local challenges to the ministry and the World Bank, who's going to make agreements about the new project?
We have periodic reports to the World Bank and how do we act and work. The girl that was here before you, he was a person from the World Bank that requires us the information. If I had to make
the guy that was here before was from the World Bank?
The girl that was here.
The girl? Okay.
Yeah, the girl was from the World Bank.
Okay.
We have different types of
But I also forgot a lot of words myself.
Work. It wasn't that difficult.
What does it say? Work?
Obra. It says work. Obra.
No.
No.
Roles?
Construction.
Construction?
Construction.
Yeah.
I don't know. The construction. But we have in here. I have an example for you. We make this type of construction. Let's use that word. This is a tin roof.
Yeah.
To collect
water. Yeah.
Water from the rain.
Yeah.
Mainly, we have made this